What's up, friends? Welcome to Web3 Academy, a place for entrepreneurs, creators, and marketers to explore and learn how to use Web3 to transform business models and create thriving communities. Enjoy this next episode.
GM, welcome to Web3 Academy. It is the weekly roll-up. I'm Jay Bird, coming at you from Portugal this week, where I am with my fellow co-host, Kyle.
In Ericeira, in Portugal, a small little surf town just maybe 30, 45 minutes north of Lisbon. I would say it is beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful, but the weather is terrible.
It's not European summer on the coast of the northern coast of Portugal, that's for sure.
Yeah. But we love Ericeira.
We got a jam-packed episode today, Kai. Lots happening. We're going to be talking about a little bit of FUD and some hacks that are going on, but always important for you guys to be in the loop on that. We're going to talk about a couple of research reports and basically what's happened in the NFT space in the last 6 months and what's sort of coming in the future. We're going to talk about Magic Eden made a big announcement this week. Tiffany Co made a big announcement in the NFT space. We've got Shopify we're going to chat about, and then we're going to finish with the Web3 tool of the month, which is a tool I'm pretty excited about, pretty excited to share this one, and I think one that not a lot of people know about yet. Did I hit everything there, Kai? Anything else exciting we should let people know about?
There's going to be some more stuff sprinkled throughout the episode, but we'll do a community update of the DAO as well. But yeah, there'll be tons of other small little tidbits.
I like sprinkles. I like sprinkles.
Yeah, sprinkles are nice.
Sprinkles on my ice cream, sprinkles on my donuts. Delicious.
Sprinkles on your donuts.
Let's share some gratitude though. What do you feel? What are you feeling grateful for today, Kai?
I think that we probably share the same gratitude today. So the reason that Jay and I are together, even though if you're watching on YouTube, I mean, we're still on Zoom, which is kind of funny. But we just don't have the right setup for that. So we have to be in different rooms, but we're here because we are having a work retreat with our team at Impact Digital Marketing and at Web3 Academy. And we are all here in Ericeira for 9 days of work and fun and getting to know each other. We started our marketing agency 3 years ago, and it's been fully remote, and our whole team is fully remote from all around the world. Many in Europe, and so none of us have met. And finally, we all came together and met here in Portugal for the first time, and it has been an absolute blast for the last couple of days. And we're here until next Wednesday. So it's been a really, really cool experience, and just so grateful to have that experience and to be able to make this experience happen. And every single person from the team showed up, which we weren't sure was going to happen. So kudos to the team of Impact Digital Marketing Web3 Academy. We're so pumped to have you all here. There's actually 4 of them sitting in front of me as I say this. So they got their hands up. But,
let's go.
Yeah, amazing.
I think it's amazing the power of in person. You know, it's so we spend so much time online and so much time and more time online, and we're all going into the metaverse and we're headed in that direction, but you cannot replace the power of connection that comes from being in the same room and sharing the same space and seeing somebody smile. I really wanted us to record this in person, but we just don't have that set up. This co-working space, what the heck, eh? Shout out to Surf Vita though, great spot that we're staying in. Much appreciate this. If you're coming to Ericeira, check it out for sure. Love it. Kyle, what's the Web3 word of the week?
Yeah, the Web3 word of the week was actually a community-driven word from the team here. I asked them this morning what they thought it should be, and the answer is it's community. And the reason for that is because community, I mean, we say it all the time, but community is everything in Web3. And, we are building a community right now inside of the DAO, and we have been for a while with the podcast and everything. And I think it's just been a challenge to grow a community, right? It is not an easy thing to do, but the benefit and the results you get from building community and making that a priority in any business, Web3 or Web2, is just so important. And I think the benefits that come from it are so good. And so I think it should be a focus for everyone. And I think, as I said, it is difficult. But I mean, I was on a call yesterday with, I think there's about 12 of us who's working on a project inside of the DAO. And what a blast it was. A bunch of people I've never met in real life. And we had a great time on the call. We were having fun, getting shit done. Everyone left that call just laughing. And it was like, everyone was like, wow, that was really good. And it's just funny because none of us have ever met, but we just all have this shared mission. And that's really what community is all about. Now, look, it comes with its challenges. I think we're seeing that in the DAO right now as well, right? It's a bunch of random people from all over the world who have never worked together. And so, you've got to kind of go through those speed bumps and work through them. And I think everyone who's starting a community will have to understand that and expect that. But I think if you go into it with expectations like, hey, this is probably not going to be super easy, you'll get through those rather quickly and easily and come out the other side and just see and all the things that are good that come from building a strong community.
Yeah, it's amazing the power of having the opportunity to connect with like-minded people, what that does for your energy, for your enthusiasm. And it's not something that happens fast. It takes time. And we'll talk about a little bit more about what we're doing in our community updates. And if you're building a community, and by all means, reach out if you need help figuring out how to do it, because we're trying to figure out how to do it right now too. But I think the biggest thing that I just keep seeing is the connections and the relationships. That's at the center, is when you build a connection with somebody else, it doesn't matter whether it's online or in person, that can lead to, incredible results, because you trust each other and because you're excited and you share energy and you share opportunities. There was a call last night that ended up going, like, I got off it after an hour and a half, but I checked, like, I looked in, there were still 6 people in this call, like after probably 2.5 hours, just hanging out, chatting, right? Talking about Web3, talking about what they're building. Really, really powerful stuff. Really cool.
Okay, before we get into starting the news, just one thing I want to mention. If you didn't know, we have a newsletter, and it basically summarizes all the things that we talk about in the podcast. It also lets you know that a new episode is out. And so if you prefer to read, or maybe you like to do both, make sure to sign up to our newsletter. The link is in the show notes below. So just head there and you can sign up, toss your email in, and we'll send you 3 emails a week, and they will be jam-packed with a ton of great information. So make sure to check that out.
Love it. Sign up for the newsletter. Let's go. Let's jump into the news. What is first up in the news this week, Kai?
Well, there was there's been a few problems in the Web3 space this last week. The Web3 word of the week was almost hacks. But so basically what happened, there was one here on the Solana blockchain that was pretty, I don't want to say bad, but there was thousands of wallets that had some issues here. It was on the, what is the name of it again? Slope mobile wallets. And so basically what has happened here, well, actually, let's give some instructions first. If there are ever hacks, you hear it on Twitter, maybe hear it in your Discords, whatever. First thing you should always do is go to your wallet, go to the settings of the wallet, and revoke permissions. So basically when you connect into applications or dApps, you may have signed something that allows them to drain your wallet. And so there's a lot of people on Twitter and in Discords that were basically saying, go and revoke all the permissions. So you basically are disconnecting because it doesn't do it automatically. So that's what we have up here on the screen. But to just explain what happened, this was not a hack of like the Solana blockchain or something like that. It was the Slope mobile wallet. And basically what they did, which is not good, I'm going to be completely honest, is not good at all. But what they did here is they were storing the seed phrases of their clients, of their users. And they were doing it in a plain text way. And it got sent to other partners. And so it was able to easily be hacked, and people could just go and grab the seed phrases and just drain wallets. Insane that they built, I don't know what they did or why they did it this way, but this is not good. This is not cryptography. This is not the way we're supposed to do this stuff. And actually DC investor, who's a big NFT collector, He just tweeted out some pictures of this on Slope's website. They're saying that they are a non-custodial wallet and they do not store your mnemonics, I believe is how you say that word, which basically means your seed phrase, which was basically a complete lie. I mean, maybe it was just a mistake in the way that they did it or something. But yeah, not ideal. And we need to be better as an industry in our security, right? Like we should never be storing seed phrase. I don't know why they were even doing that. That's not non-custodial at all. So weird. We'll learn more. This just happened. I think it was yesterday. And so we'll kind of see what comes from this, but hopefully we take this as a learning experience. That's for sure.
I feel like we've had a lot of learning experiences lately. I hope the learning can be over and we can move past it.
Right. And then we have another one. And maybe you want to touch on this one, Jay, but this was Nomad. This is not a wallet. This is something different.
Yeah. So Nomad, which is a bridge. I'm actually not sure which chain Nomad is on. I think it's on ETH. And
it's on it's the bridge to all EVM chains. So
it's all EVM chains.
Okay. A bunch, yeah.
Okay. So Nomad's a bridge, and this wasn't really a hack per se, in the sense of like, usually when we hear a hack, there's like one group of hackers or one bad actor that is, performing a hack and stealing millions. In this case, about almost 200 million in assets was stolen. And the way it happened was that Nomad did a smart contract update. And with that smart contract update, I mean, I guess they didn't do the proper audit. You were able to, after that smart contract update, you were able to do a bridge transaction without any authentication, whereas before you had to have authentication. So what that enabled was it enabled anybody who knew about this to go in and to redirect any bridge from somebody else's wallet to their own wallet. So I don't exactly know what the numbers are, but apparently this wasn't like one wallet that stole all this. This was like thousands of wallets because basically this was, spread on the internet. A whole bunch of people found out that this was happening. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that when they see opportunities to take advantage of, of the system and to profit off it, they do, which is, just so sad and so unfortunate for all of us, because it makes everybody uncomfortable and makes everybody uneasy. They're doing a full investigation, and the full report hasn't come out yet, so we'll see what they say. But yeah, just always a bummer to start off with some FUD news like that. So let's jump into some more positive stuff, Kai.
Well, I want to address one thing. So the whole idea of what we're building here in crypto is using cryptography. Okay. And cryptography is basically built off it's built off mathematics, right? And the way that when you build blockchains or certain things with cryptography, it's essentially impossible to hack because of the way that it's been, the way that it's developed. The problem is in this space is there are a lot of applications or things in Web3 that are not actually cryptographic, like bridges going from one blockchain to another, right? So it is impossible right now anyway, and maybe this changes in the future, to write a bridge or to develop a bridge that uses 100% cryptographic language to go from, let's say, Ethereum to, let's say, Solana, or another bridge, something written in another language. It is impossible, which means that there's always some sort of centralized risk where you can't use cryptographic code to make that bridge happen. When you can use cryptographic code through the entire protocol, then you can ensure that it is going to be extremely I don't want to say risk-free, but basically risk-free, right? Like it is very, very difficult to hack Solana, the blockchain itself, right? It is much easier to hack applications that are built on top of it, right? And that was actually one of the things that Solana said in their sort of like quick overview of what was going on in their investigation, was that there's no evidence the Solana protocol or its cryptography was compromised. And so one of the things is, because we are so early, we haven't built the cryptographic ways of doing all these things like bridges and whatever else, right? A lot of these applications and things. So there are still a lot of ripe areas to be hacked. but that is coming. It just takes a while to write these in the correct way. So we have to, in order to do these things, we got to start in more centralized ways, which are more risky, right? And so we're seeing that. I mean, both of these hacks had nothing to do with hacking crypto. They just were hacked like normal Web 2 ways, right? Like one was they just were storing your seed phrases, which is ridiculous. And then this one as well was just like, was kind of just open for anyone. It was
open
not even
season, basically.
Yeah, open season, exactly. So it takes time. I mean, Vitalik talks about this, and he's not even sure that we're ever going to have cryptographic bridges from one blockchain to another, other than going layer 1 to layer 2, right? Which is where you stay in the same ecosystem, and they rely on each other for security, and so that can be done cryptographically, and that's why we haven't seen any hacks along these kind of bridges yet. Now, I mean, those are still new, but just something to keep in mind is like, we need to be thinking about the cryptography in this space, because that is the actual secure components of the space. And that's really what we're trying to build out. Just take some time. All right, let's go over to OpenSea. So Chris Dixon, we've mentioned Chris Dixon a few times. He is a part of A16Z. He is now a board of directors at OpenSea, which is pretty cool. Chris Dixon is a super bright mind in tech. He's been in this space for a really long time. One of the smartest, I think, in this space, one of the best thought leaders in this space. And now he is going to be leading, or part of the board of directors, making decisions for one of the biggest, or the biggest NFT marketplace in this space. So really cool to see that.
I already thought he was on the board of directors, I guess, because A16Z was such a big investor in OpenSea from the beginning. So this news to me was sort of like, I was like, isn't he already on their team? He's part of it already. But yeah, great.
I'm sure he's making decisions.
Definitely. Okay, we got next up here. Gucci is now accepting ApeCoin payments at select stores in the US. And they plan to expand their acceptance in the future of cryptocurrencies for in-store purchases. So now you can buy your Gucci loafers for using ApeCoin, or using, and they're doing it via BitPay, which is I think a cryptocurrency payment app.
Why ApeCoin? This is like a partnership?
I think this is so interesting. Yeah, like I have so many thoughts on this. So why ApeCoin is a big one, right? Like, I think, okay, a couple of things. Why ApeCoin? But also, let's recognize that ApeCoin didn't even exist a year ago. So we're talking, how fast does Web3 move right now, right? In a year, you have a token which is now being accepted at one of the largest retailers, luxury retailers in the world. Like, what? Like, it's just incredible to see the speed. I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing for the space. I think the ApeCoin part is weird. It's also, I mean, it's a shout out to Bored Ape Yacht Club and the ecosystem that they're building, and clearly the power of their ecosystem. And I'm guessing there's a belief within Gucci that by doing this, you're going to attract a lot of apes and ape holders have a lot of money, and that's who you're trying to attract into the Gucci store. It sort of goes along with, there's some interesting news we have about Tiffany Co and their NFT launch, and sort of similar, the approach that they have of a lot of these luxury retailers are not trying to target the masses. They're trying to target their specific customer.
It makes sense. I mean, that a Bored Ape Yacht Club holder is someone who is either wealthy or happen to make a lot of money on their Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for a luxury brand to want to partner with them. I bet you that this is just the first of many things that Gucci and ApeCoin do together. I would bet they do some sort of partnered NFT launch in the coming months. Sure. We'll see, or something to do with the metaverse. I bet you Gucci wants to go inside their metaverse, put a store in there or something. I don't know. We'll see. This is just my thoughts. I think it's just the start. All right, what's this? Nearly 75% of retailers plan to accept cryptocurrency payments within the next 2 years. Wow, 75%? Really?
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see. So this is a Deloitte study. It's incredible, to just see every week there is a study coming out of a major consulting firm. Deloitte, KPMG, McKinsey are constantly producing metaverse, crypto, NFT reports. And why are they doing that? These businesses are talking to their clients are the largest enterprises in the world. They're the ones working with Coca-Cola, working with all the Fortune 1000 brands. and they advise them. And so they're trying to build out trend decks to show where we're going. And this report was 2,000 senior executives from the retail industry, and 75% of them said they plan to accept crypto within the next 2 years in their retail locations. Like, wow, this is happening faster than I think any of us thought it would happen.
And I think where it probably goes, it's probably not going to be accepting ApeCoin amongst most of these.
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe if they really kill it on their marketing, but I think it's stable coins, right? Like it makes so much sense. It's so easy. It opens you up to being able to use anyone in the world if you accept stable coins, right? If you only accept US dollar, or you accept, Visa or whatever, there's only certain countries that those are in. If you're using Stripe, there's only certain countries that can use that. Yeah. Whereas if you use, blockchain and you accept stable coins, you can accept it from anyone in the world. It does not matter. I would bet that most of these big companies aren't accepting like ETH and Bitcoin, to be honest, because it's so volatile. So it would just be a bit of a pain. But stablecoin seems like the perfect opportunity. And I think what's coming as well, I just recorded last week with 2 lawyers, blockchain lawyers, one in the US, one in Canada. And the big thing, I think this comes out next week, but the big thing that they were discussing is that stablecoin regulation is coming soon and probably faster than anything else. And that is what's going to enable all of these companies to get into the space. Because why wouldn't they want to use stablecoins? So I think once that regulation happens, that could be really, really big for the space. Yeah, you can take this one.
Socios invests 100 million in Barca Studios, which is FC Barcelona's Web3 efforts, or Web3 company. It's really interesting to see. Let's break this down a little bit, because I think that's a lot of people probably don't even know what Socios is. Do they even know what Barca Studios is and what they're doing? But it's very interesting to see, okay, we talked about community being the Web3 word of the week, right? Who has some of the biggest communities in the world? Sports franchises, right? We are diehard about, probably sports and music are probably 2 of the biggest communities in the world, right? We're pretty diehard about our sports, and we're pretty diehard about our music that we love, right? And we're actually, funny enough, we've got another announcement about music later on in this show. And so I think it's worth talking about Socios here first.
Formerly known as Chili's. I do, yeah. So formerly known as Chili's.
Chili's is their token. Chili's is the name of their token.
Right, but so the company used to be called Chili's, and then they changed to Socios, like, I don't know, end of 2021. Basically what they are is they're a centralized platform that enables you to mint social tokens, specifically in the niche of sports. I'm sure they will expand, but basically it's a way for you to tokenize your fan base. And so what you can do is you create a, Barcelona token or whatever it's called. And you can distribute that out to your fans, and it gives them tools to vote on, what's the song that they're going to come out to for the next game, or what's the color of their jerseys for the season, or, whatever else events they're going to do and things like that. So it's a really cool way to sort of bring your fan base together into a community. And I don't know if there's any that are sharing it in the revenues and stuff like that, but eventually that's probably where it goes in some sort, especially if the community starts to help in terms of marketing and all that kind of stuff, which they do. I mean, they walk around in jerseys. They can get much better marketing than that, right? So it's a way to sort of monetize your community. And Chili's has been a leader in this for a few years now, and they have many big sporting teams, especially in Europe, mainly in football or soccer, whatever you want to call it.
Barcelona, Manchester United, Juventus. Those are there's the 10, about a dozen of the biggest football/soccer franchises in Europe.
And so what happened here? They're investing in Barca Studios. So this is the marketing arm, or the digital arm of the Barcelona club?
Digital arm of Barcelona, the football franchise, the football club. Right. So I don't actually exactly, to me, I was more interested in this from Socios side than I was from Barca Studios. I guess Barca Studios is, they're building in the metaverse, they're building NFTs for Barcelona, which, everybody's trying to get in the space. Here we go, jump in. I think it comes back to another point that we've made so many times on this show, which is play, right? Like participate and play. How many of these brands, like we just talked about Gucci. Gucci didn't start their plan in the metaverse by dropping ApeCoin in their stores. That's not the first thing they've done, right? They've done many other things in Web3, right? And most brands are doing that. And so, same with, this $100 million investment didn't just happen because, they took steps, right, to get there. Speaking about investment, I saw a stat in July, $1.7 billion was invested into no, this is a different stat. $1.7 billion was invested into Web3 companies. So from like a fundraising perspective,
just in July this year.
Just in July. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was the number.
What's crazy about this? When you think of Barcelona, I don't know how many Barcelona fans there are, but I'm sure there are many. And you named a bunch of other big sporting teams that are kind of have tokenized their fan base. It's just interesting that Web3 is marketing or bringing in people from so many different areas all at once. We talked about music, right? And how big communities are there. And that's becoming a big thing. And so there's you have big people in the music space. We actually have a few news on this in a second. I think we're going to talk about Muse. It's like they're promoting NFTs to their fans. And then you have Barcelona is promoting tokens to their fans. And then you have every single industry is all promoting Web3 to their fan base and to their communities. So it's like you have everyone just all promoting Gucci to their, you know what I mean? It's like everyone is doing it all at the same time. It's like, no wonder this is the fastest growing technology ever. Right. You got an army of all the biggest sporting and musicians and artists and brands in the world all doing this together.
And it's just picking up pace, right? I just checked that stat. Exactly. So $1.7 billion invested into Web3 companies in July alone. And that was 90 companies only. So it's an average of $20 million per company that they raised in July alone, only in July. Like, and we're
Do you know what the worst thing to ever happen to the internet was, Jay?
What's that?
The GDPR rules in Europe, which make you accept cookies every time you go on a damn website. I'm sick of it. I honestly want to leave Europe just because of that. I love Europe, but man, do I hate going on the internet in Europe. It's insane. I accept this.
We should be using VPNs probably.
Maybe.
Bunch of internet rookies. Okay, here's another talking about stats and what happened has happened recently. A report came out from I believe it's from Nascent that said crypto users spent $2.7 billion minting NFTs in the first half of 2022, and that came from 1 million unique wallet addresses. So two things there you quickly notice. Only 1 million wallet addresses are, and that's that many people have multiple wallets, right? So is that 1 million unique users? So it's still super small buying NFTs, but those 1 million people are spending $2.7 billion on NFTs. There's a lot of money flowing around in space, but also, and this is minting NFTs, right? This isn't like secondary sales. But also it just shows we're in a bear market. And some of this did happen. I think the NFT bear market happened later than the crypto bear market started. It's sort of as a bit of a lagger, but wow, still a lot of energy and excitement for NFTs.
69 NFT collections launched on May 22nd alone. What the heck? That's insane. That is wild. Cool. Love to see it. This is big. Web3 project. So City of Miami has partnered with Time, Mastercard, and Salesforce to launch an NFT. It's I think 5,000 NFTs. And the idea here is that it's an initiative for the City of Miami designed to drive revenue to local businesses and nonprofits through exclusive reward offerings. And there's 5,000 NFTs. I was kind of like, well, why Time, Mastercard, and Salesforce? Time is a leader in the space. They have done a lot in Web3 with NFTs and that. So I think they're using them as a partner in terms of guidance. They're using Salesforce, which we talked about this a few months ago, but Salesforce has this NFT cloud, this new product they're creating, which is to help, I don't know if it's enterprise only, but basically to help with minting and selling NFTs. And so Salesforce is actually kind of handling the whole minting and selling of the NFTs, which is kind of cool. And then MasterCard, I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. They will add turnkey utility to the program by providing NFT holders with access to its priceless Miami experiences. So Mastercard will handle the like use cases of it. So some really big names all getting involved, and again, experimenting, playing in the sandbox like many of us are doing. And now they're doing it with a city, like a massive city in the US. So that is really cool. I mean, city of Miami has been big in crypto and Web3 for a little while now. They have Miami token. I'm pretty sure they put Bitcoin on their balance sheet of Miami last year. So yeah, this the mayor Francis Suarez, he's been big in this and trying to really be a leader in that. So that's, I mean, they're trying to be the next Silicon Valley, but for Web3. So
right.
Kudos Miami.
The other thing that this says to me is collaborate, right? Like if you're a business and you're not sure how to get into Web3, you don't even need to be the one to launch the campaign or the project or to build the NFT. Find a business that already is doing that and just collaborate with them, partner with them, you know, put your logo on it, put your brand behind it. I mean, shit, if you want to collaborate, give us a shout. We'll collaborate here at Web3 Academy with anybody that wants to get into the space. I think that's just a really great way to build and to learn, because then you do it, you bring your communities together and you get to do it as a group.
And outside of just collaborating, if you want to launch an NFT, you're a business, you're a brand, you are a creator, and you're looking at launching an NFT and you need some help, reach out to us. We have an agency that helps with this kind of stuff. We build websites, we do marketing, etc. But we also have, over the last 6 to 8 months, have been helping projects launch NFTs and do it in a safe and audited way, where you can ensure that your NFT, everything works smoothly, and you don't get rugged, which is really, really important. So yeah, if you want to launch an NFT and you need some help, I mean, you could go to Salesforce. It sounds like they have something called an NFT cloud, but I bet you it's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. So maybe come to us. We'll beat you.
And it's centralized. I don't want to work with a centralized company. That's not what Web3 is all about.
All right. What's this? Tiffany Co.
Talking about launching NFTs. Here's a good one for you. So Tiffany Co, which is one of the largest jewelry brands and jewelry retailers in the world, is launching their first NFT. It is called NFTiff or NFTiff. I'm not exactly sure how you would say that. And it is in partnership with CryptoPunks. So you must hold a CryptoPunk in order. If you go to the if you go to the next one, did I send this one to you, Kai? Yeah, there you go. So like, here's an example of what it looks like. So it's basically if you purchase this NFT at drop, and let me be clear, this is an expensive AF NFT. Not a surprise coming from Tiffany Co. How much? It is 30 ETH.
What?
Yeah, 30 ETH.
30
and there's only 250 of them.
So, what is that, like $50,000 right now?
30 ETH is like $50,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So for $50,000, if you own a CryptoPunk, you can go. I mean, this is token gating, right? This is, exclusivity. This is what we've been talking about this whole time, of the power of, you build a community and then you limit access to only certain things, right? And this is what Punks is really, they're really leaning into this because, Punks is trying to make exclusivity a big part of their community. So yeah, so you get this pennant. Basically, they will, if you mint the NFT, you will get a pennant, which is of your CryptoPunk and has on the back which punk you have and official date of the NFT. I don't know if there's any utility or anything involved in this. I think it's literally you just get this pennant, as far as I can see.
What's interesting is, remember, Yuga Labs purchased CryptoPunks. So Yuga Labs is the creator of Bored Ape Yacht Club. They purchased CryptoPunks and Meebits. And so you wonder who's making these partnerships, right? You got Bored Ape Yacht Club, or ApeCoin, which is partnering with Gucci. You got CryptoPunks with Tiffany Co. Yuga Labs is in there with the big luxury brands, and kind of their whole idea was, CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Clubs are the blue chips. These are the luxury NFTs. These are the big ones, and they're partnering with the luxury companies in brands in the real world, right? In the physical world. So I think Yuga Labs has a plan. Yeah, Yuga Labs has a plan. And they're executing.
So when Yuga Labs bought CryptoPunks, and did they buy Meebits as part of? Did Meebits come from? Yeah. So it was the same artist or artists. I think there was two. that wasn't like, that was a private sale, right? So nobody knows. What do you think that they bought it for? I heard a stat, which was that somebody guessed that it was $500 million.
Wow. I have no idea actually. I don't even think I could guess that.
Yeah, that's what
500 million?
I heard that from Kevin Rose. That was what Kevin Rose guessed. He guessed 500 million. Isn't that
Wow.
insane?
That is pretty crazy. I mean, the crazy thing is the CryptoPunks were minted for free. So they didn't make any
Free
money off
mint.
that. And there was no royalties.
Yeah,
And I think
there's no royalties. Yeah.
Meebits, they did make money, but I don't think they have royalties for the Meebits either. So they basically just sold the IP. Maybe Meebits does have royalties. I can't remember, but I know CryptoPunks is not.
No, it
And they
definitely
made no
doesn't.
money off of that, which is just is wild. Because obviously the total value of CryptoPunks now is, I don't know, multi millions. Okay, this is cool. So we talked about sporting, and then we talked about luxury brands, and all of these are kind of leading the way into Web3. And now we have music. So Muse is releasing their next album on Polygon with an NFT. So they're using a platform called Serenade, which is an NFT minting platform on Polygon. And excuse me. And so basically, it's on August 26th, and it'll be released as an NFT. What is it? Will of the People, I guess, is the name of the album. Is this an old album or this is a new album?
New album.
It's a new album, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's set to be the first ever release that will enter the charts in the UK and Australia. So, I mean, Muse is huge, great music. And yeah, so they're launching. And so on Serenade, basically what this is, it's a centralized company where you can mint your NFT and it can be stored just in the wallet that's in Serenade. So you don't even have to like go and create a wallet. So easy kind of UX for new users, which is what you get when you have something like this. You know, Muse is very mainstream. So it's not like they're trying to do this only to Web3 people. But what Serenade allows you to do is actually just move it and kind of create a new wallet that's actually a non-custodial wallet and take your NFT there off platform if you want to. So it's sort of like an onboarding platform for NFT. So again, really cool.
One thing I just wanted to add here that I thought was very interesting. Two things actually. One was I saw this is a limited release of 1,000, which I always think is very interesting part of NFTs, and we haven't really seen this yet in music of like the utility side. Like we've seen it a little bit, like Chainsmokers did something, and there's the Royal platform, which is a great platform for artists to use. But most artists are just experimenting. This seems to be the first where they're really going all in on like releasing an album as an NFT, where I don't know if like, I actually wonder if it's possible that this is the only version of the album. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in this. That would be insane to like not release the CDs or vinyl or anything. And this would be the only way you could get the album. Obviously they would let you stream it, but I'm not sure about that. But I remember seeing that, and that was very interesting to me. Oh, you get a limited edition format. Okay. So there's still, but I think the more interesting thing about this, and I'm neither you or I, Kai, are like, you know, music industry people, but the way you mentioned this at the beginning, this is the first NFT release that is being allowed onto the charts. So there's an organization, OCC. What does that stand for? It's the music chart organization. Basically, it's the organization that allows you to be ranked as an album on charts and to receive ranking. And this is the first project that's being released as an NFT that is being allowed onto the chart. So basically what we're seeing here is these are standards, these are chart standards within the music industry. And Web3 is still trying to figure out, you know, how to meet up with standards and how to meet up with our existing Web2 and old world standards. And here's an example of, okay, they're figuring that out, which is obviously a big unlock. I mean, we talk about regulation a lot, sort of fits in the same way of this idea of the old standards and us using Web3 so it, you know, fits into that mold. And then I think that it's going to allow an album like this to really achieve a lot of success because it could bring a lot of attention to it.
And it looks like whoever's helping them with it says that after this release, they'll be working with a number of emerging and iconic artists to do more things with albums, EPs, and singles. So it looks like there's going to be lots more to come here in the music world, which is super, super cool. I think so much opportunity there.
Cool.
VeeFriends. So VeeFriends, which is the NFT collection that Gary Vee and his team launched back in early 2021, I believe. These are like hand-drawn like animals and things that Gary Vee himself drew. There's like 283 different characters. They just closed a seed funding round, which was led by A16Z, of course. What isn't led by A16Z in the space? And they raised $50 million. So I don't know, Gary Vee drew 283 cartoon characters, and he's now raised $50 million as a result of that. Web3 is insane.
Yeah, don't bet against Gary Vee.
Never bet against Gary. Right. Yeah. Never bet against Gary Vee. He's a legend. But yeah, we'll see what they do with this. I mean, I think if there's one, company or whatever you want to call us, that's going to challenge like the CryptoPunks and Yuga Labs, I think Gary Vee may be one of them. I think Kevin Rose with Moonbirds may be another of those kind of the heavy hitters here in the space. And so they're really good to follow and follow along and just see what they're doing. Because I mean, when you get $50 million for your NFT project, plus whatever they made in the minting of it, like they're the ones that are going to be kind of leading the way and trying new things and experimenting and whatever. I would bet VeeFriends comes with a partnership very soon, just like what Yuga Labs is doing with theirs. So we'll see who he decides to partner with. But yeah, big news. It's pretty crazy that, NFTs have only been a thing for like 2 years. And these companies are like, you said maybe 500 million is what they bought CryptoPunks for.
Yeah.
VeeFriends is raising 50 million. It's pretty crazy.
Okay.
Magic Ethen.
Magic Ethen. What the heck is Magic Ethen? Magic Ethen, or now they actually have changed their Twitter handle to Magic Ethen. Magic Ethen is the second largest NFT platform or marketplace, although maybe it's very close with LooksRare. It's either number 2 or number 3 to OpenSea. And up until this week, Magic Ethen has only allowed Solana NFTs to be sold on their platform, which really is what allowed them to become so big, because Solana has a great community. A lot of NFT projects have been launching on Solana in the past year, and you actually couldn't launch Solana on OpenSea. So everybody was going to Magic Ethen. And what happened? What was it, like a couple weeks or a month ago? OpenSea announced that they were allowing Solana on OpenSea. Maybe actually it was back in April. It was a few months ago. Yeah. And what does Magic Ethen do? Magic Ethen responds with they're going to allow Ethereum on Magic Ethen. So now you can buy and sell your ETH NFTs on Magic Ethen.
I would bet Polygon comes next, because if you're EVM compatible, then it's very easy to, like, if you already have Ethereum on your platform, it's very easy to add Polygon and then to add, Avalanche, etc. It's very difficult to go Ethereum and then add Solana, because they're very different. It's almost like you could think of Ethereum and Solana kind of like Apple and Android, right? Just very different code, very different languages, etc. And so they're kind of like just completely different things. So you learn to build this marketplace around Solana. You basically have to go and relearn everything on the Ethereum side of things. But if you want to go Ethereum and then add Polygon, it's pretty much the same. And so I would bet that's the way that they go, but let's see what happens. But cool. I mean, competition's heating up. This is what we want. It just means that we're going to force both of these, OpenSea and Magic Ethen, to provide better features, right? How do they get their customers and retain their customers? Better features. That's all it is to it, right? So cool. Let's keep improving.
It's the Care Bear countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This was actually shared in our Discord in the Web3 news feed by Lynn. Lynn, thank you so much for sharing. This is when I saw this morning, I was like, this is a flashback. I forgot about the Care Bears, to be honest. But classic when I was a kid. I don't know. You watched it. I'm assuming, considering you just sang the anthem there. Care Bears. Do you know any details on what's going on here? I know they're launching an NFT soon. Is that the gist of it?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know a lot of details about this. I've just seen it everywhere. I think they did launch it, which is sort of confusing, because we're looking at their Twitter and it's saying that they haven't launched it. But I'm pretty sure that they did launch it, because I saw it trending on OpenSea the other day. Right. So They should probably update their Twitter. Yeah, I think this is like sort of like the the Rugrats that we talked about last week and Nickelodeon launching that. What you're really seeing here is TV and movies are massive brands, right? Like we talk about this with Disney a lot. What is Disney really? They're brand creators, right? And what they do is they create these huge brands, and it's not like the movie is just the start, right? Where they really monetize and capitalize on this is through the way that you push that brand further, through merch, through toys, through t-shirts, through activations and events, through partnerships with CPG companies. Like how many times have you seen Iron Man on an M&M box in the grocery store, right? So, and we love these brands. And what you're seeing is a lot of older brands from the 90s in particular, because I think the 90s brands know who are the most active crypto people right now are those who were, us, right? Those who were born between, mid 80s to sort of like, the 80s and 90s, right? Those who were born in that period are the ones who really love crypto. And so a lot of brands like Care Bears are making a comeback by getting into the NFT space. What I can't figure out is like, where does this go, right? So like, great to drop an NFT, but like, is there utility here, or am I just buying a Care Bear? Is it just a PFP? Like, do I really want a Care Bear as my PFP? I mean, maybe I do. I guess if I'm absolutely obsessed with the Care Bears personally, I'm not. And like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they build a community. Maybe there's a massive community to be built here. I don't know.
I question this. I mean, I guess if you're a big fan, you like, for example, if there's something I really like, if I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, and when I was younger, I would want a picture of Matt Sundin on my wall. There's no utility. It's just like, I always had it on like above my bed. Right. So maybe kids want a picture of their favorite Care Bear. I don't know. Doesn't necessarily need utility, I guess, but I hope that they do build utility around it. Although I guess if it's like 40-year-olds you're saying, or 30-year-olds that are buying this stuff, like, I mean, it is 14 ETH to get one of these. I saw anywhere from 2 up to 14, depending on which ones it was.
Yeah. I'm looking. So they did, they sold, it was yesterday that they minted.
Was it yesterday?
Okay. There's only 8 of them. There's only 8.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess they weren't so confident that they were going to get a lot of people, or what? That's a tiny
I mean, I think that's an interesting way to do it though, too. I see a lot of NFT collections trying to do massive mints. Like that's tough, right? Like there's nothing wrong. This is what I keep saying to everybody. Mint 10, right? And just
it's
see
a good place to start.
Yeah, just start.
Right?
Just
and get some
you
feedback.
just need to get NFT into the hands of your community. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so we're going to go on to some launches here, and we actually don't have many, but this was a really cool launch, especially for us in the DAO, and maybe we'll do the community update right after this, Jay. So this is Swipe, looks like is what it's called, but spelled in a very weird way, SWYPE, Swipe. So starting today, if you're a DAO or part of a DAO, you'll be able to connect your Gnosis Safe wallet directly to an FDIC insured bank account. This is really cool. So your Gnosis Safe is basically a multi-sig wallet that you use and share with the DAO members. And it's non-custodial, which is great. And you basically sign that multi-sig wallet with your own personal wallets. And that's how you do transactions in the crypto world inside of a DAO. Well, now you can link it with a bank account, and you can make wires and ACH payments through a bank account. You can also get, I don't think it's credit cards, but debit cards. And with spend limits and like category restrictions. So meaning, if you have a marketing guild, maybe they can only buy marketing things or whatever. And you can dish out debit cards to people in your DAO, and they can buy things in the real world with US dollars instead of just in crypto. So that is really, really cool, and a big unlock, I think, for DAOs. I think, it's just obviously DAOs are going to need to buy things other than crypto things, right? We need subscriptions and we need all that. And right now it's like, well, how are you going to do that? Someone just has to do it personally for the most part. And so this enables a new way for the DAO to kind of continue to spend money from the treasury and do it in a multi-sig way, instead of like relying on one single person to go and just like throw their credit card on a subscription for you and hope that you'll get paid back and hope that that one person won't rug you, kind of thing. So yeah, cool. Swipe, never heard of them, but great little unlock here. Do you want to give some community updates there, Jay, while we're on this topic?
Yeah, let me give a community update. So Web3 Academy community, shout out to the 36 new members that joined in the last week. And shout out to those who joined our new members onboarding call yesterday. We now have a new members onboarding call every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern in the Discord, and would love to see everybody come out. We might also do another time to help out people in different time zones in the future, so we'll look into that. So if you're not able to attend that, look out for another time coming soon. But really cool. Look, our goal here is to create the best community to learn Web3, to network and connect with others who are learning Web3, because this space is moving so fast and you need help figuring it out. You need a community that you can go to, that you can ask questions. Somebody last night in the call was talking about wallet security. I mean, it's a topic that comes up all the time. I mean, we were talking about some some hacks that happened at the beginning of this podcast. And wallet security is so important. Discord security is so important. So somebody came into that call and they were able to ask, like, hey, what does anybody know what I should be doing for wallet security? Does anybody have any advice? And we chatted about that, right? So this is a safe space where you can come in and ask any questions. And that's what the community that we're building is all about. So yeah, join that new members call. Check out our weekly sandbox sessions. There's one today happening. So by the time this podcast release it'll be too late to join, but it's all about music and NFTs. Really cool one. There's a project that's coming in to present and get some feedback. And then also, if you want to join the DAO, the Web3 Academy DAO is just firing on all cylinders. So many exciting things happen. Kyle mentioned earlier, there was a call earlier this week where they're building a project that's super cool and people are fired up about it, and lots of activity. So if you want to join the DAO, two ways to do it. One, come into the DAO weekly all hands, which is every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern in the Discord. That's probably one of the best ways to figure out what is going on in the DAO and to stay up to date. If you just attended that weekly call, you'd be pretty in the loop. And then in Discord, the way you get into the DAO and get access to the DAO and become a DAO member is by clicking on the Join the DAO channel, and you got to go through Guild XYZ. You got to connect your wallet. And the reason you connect your wallet is because we have launched the Doer token, which is our governance and social token, and will give you access to opportunities to vote on proposals and to be part of building the DAO and governing the DAO. So lots happening there. One more quick thing. We are looking for a digital artist or a graphic designer in the DAO right now. So if anybody out there listening, if you're a digital artist or a graphic designer and you want to get involved in a DAO, hit us up. Message myself, message Kai, join the Discord.
Yeah, we need multiple. We have some NFT ideas. We have POAPs. We have all these different things, and Marketing Guild's doing a great job on making that happen right now. But we could definitely use some help if you are an artist, a creative, and can do it digitally. We would love some help. So join in and head down to the Marketing Guild once you join. Okay, what's next? This was interesting. So we are going to do more talks on the merge over the coming weeks. We said we were going to talk about it this week, but I want to wait because the final test merge for Ethereum, we're talking here, moving from proof of work to proof of stake, is actually next week. It is August. Well, I guess it could even be 2 weeks. August 6th to 12th, somewhere between there. It's on a certain block, and we don't know when that block comes. So it'll be sometime next week or potentially the following week. And this is the Goerli merge. And once this is done, then we go to the Ethereum mainnet merge, and like, it's a thing, it's happening. It looks like it's going to be mid-September, September 19th, somewhere along that week there. This is interesting. This is the NASDAQ.com that wrote this article about this, which is Goerli is coming, Ethereum's last rehearsal before the merge on NASDAQ. So that's really cool. I just thought that was interesting to see. But there are big implications here for the Web3 space, and we're going to talk about that and share what that means. But Goerli so it's the last testnet of, we've already done 2 testnets. This one's a bit different than the others. It is very similar to Ethereum mainnet. So this is the big one. If this goes well, like, we're all set and we're going. If this doesn't go well, we'll see what happens. But let's not even go down that route. But so it's coming next week. The other reason I want to bring that up is I think you're about to start hearing a lot about the Ethereum merge. And so we will write some articles and do some stuff to help you kind of understand it, because there's a lot of bad takes on what's actually happening here in the merge, and a lot of just misinformation. People just don't really understand it. It's very complicated. So we will try to get you all up to speed on what that means moving forward.
And we'll talk not only about, I think a lot of people think about the Ethereum merge and they only think about the investment side. Should I be buying Ethereum now? When is the time to buy? When's the best time to buy? That's not the only reason why this is so important. We'll be talking about the wider implications of this to Web3 and to the ecosystem beyond Ethereum, to like the whole space.
Yes, sir. So what's this? We got into some hot takes.
Yeah,
now?
so we got fight take. I'm sure lots of you heard the news, or if you haven't heard, that Michael Saylor has retired. And so Lily at Nope, it's Lily on Instagram, had this great tweet. It's so messed up that if Michael Saylor retires to pursue his true passion of degenerately buying Bitcoin, he's a visionary. And when I do it, my family holds an intervention.
That is amazing. Is it retired? I don't think he retired. He stepped down as CEO, and he's still.
Yeah. So I mean, I think what really happened here is, was it MicroStrategy, I believe is the name of the firm that he's been CEO of. I mean, he founded it when he was like 24. And basically he hasn't really been running the firm. He's just been buying Bitcoin. Like, his entire strategy has been focused on buying Bitcoin. And how do you think that's gone in the last 6 months? Not so great. Like, I saw that they bought Bitcoin at an average price of like 30,000, and we're not even at that price right now. And we've been below.
Yeah,
that,
but
right.
I wouldn't say it's not so good. I mean, their stock is worth 10x what it was before he ever did any of this. The amount of press that MicroStrategy has got, it's now like a household name. Like, everyone knows MicroStrategy, which is like, we're talking about right now on the podcast. 2 years ago, I would not have cared 2 shits of who Michael Saylor was or what MicroStrategy is. So like, he has done very, very well for MicroStrategy for their normal business, because of how much press he's got, and even just the equity. Like, it's worth so much more. Now, obviously, yes, his investment has not done so well.
Yeah, I think he's done. You make a good point, and this is why they're moving him. He's not retiring. They're just moving him from CEO to chairman, and this is why, because he's a great spokesperson and he's a visionary who should be out pounding drums and driving attention and driving press, not running the day-to-day ops of the organization.
Of MicroStrategy.
That's why they made this switch.
I'm also not like a huge fan of Michael Saylor, so I was protecting him there.
He's
and I was like, why am I doing that?
Have you ever seen him at a conference? He walks with like a squad of like 10 like massive security guards and like bodyguards. It looks ridiculous.
Like, he's aggressive.
Vitalik walks in and he's like alone, and like, he's got
in a dog suit or a bear suit or something.
He's just, and he's like standing out. He's super easy to see. And then Michael Saylor walks in, and he looks like he's like the president entering. Like, it's ridiculous.
He's the perfect king of the Bitcoin maxis, in my opinion.
Perfect. Oh God.
Do you want to do this Bitcoin one, or should we just wrap up with the?
No, let's do the tool of the month.
To the tool of the month. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the tool of the month?
Tool of the month is, there's 2 tools of the month.
Whoa.
First, Doll E2, and second, Midjourney. And the reason there's 2 tools of the month is essentially these are 2 tools that do the same thing. So we're highlighting these 2 tools, but we're also highlighting the space. So what do these tools do? They are AI systems that create generative art. Not generative art. That generate art. They create graphics and art. And I don't know if you have seen what these things can do, but it is nuts. like super impressive. Like there's one, Kyle's got one up on screen right now, and they do this. Let me be clear. So let me actually back up for a second. AI art has been something that has been worked on, and millions of dollars have been spent on it for the last decade. But it hasn't been available to the masses or to the public because it's just mainly because it's so expensive to create, and the technology wasn't really there. Where what AI really needed to get to, it needed to get to a point where you could say to it, brown flamingo flying over the moon, and it would be able to create an image that actually was that, and generate that image purely based off AI, not based off of it's not like it's doing a Google search for that and then repiecing it together. It is creating fresh new art, right? And in order to do that, you need to build these systems where basically the way these AI platforms get built is you funnel through millions of images into it. So it gets to see flamingos from every different direction and every different color and understand that. And then it can regenerate that, right? And now it's funny that these two tools basically have caught a ton of attention, mainly in the art world in the last few weeks, because Midjourney has done their big launch this past week. They've moved from beta to open beta, and DALL-E 2 also, I think DALL-E 2 is still by invite only, but they also have got a lot of attention, a lot of press. And so, look, these are amazing tools for any business, not even Web3, but they're particularly amazing for Web3 because we are trying to create NFTs, and we're trying to create a lot of graphics all the time. Like you need to make, Kyle mentioned it, we are looking for a graphic artist in our Discord right now in our community because we're trying to create pull-ups and we're trying to create art. And what's one of the hardest things about launching a business is you have to create a lot of your brand, and you need a lot of imagery to create your brand. Well, these two platforms are basically, I think this is going to be just a huge unlock for small businesses to be able to create graphics and create art.
So we don't need to hire a digital artist. We can just hire an AI robot and they can make it for us.
Personally, I'd still rather work with a human.
Why? What's wrong with an AI bot?
I'm down with an AI bot. I just like the idea of having a human who I can talk to and can do something beyond what the AI bot.
Okay, so we are looking for either a digital artist to join the DAO or an artificial intelligent robot to join the DAO. Whoever can do it faster and can pump out the most content will win. I'm kidding, but we need anyone and everyone. But robot sounds great to me.
I mean, it's check them out. We'll put the links in the show notes. I really believe that these are tools that are going to be incredibly powerful, and this is just the start. Like we're at this. I think we've been talking about AI for so long, but we haven't really seen any products that have reached the masses yet, right? Like we're not really, AI is, in the back labs and in IBM, right. And, that's who's working on AI. But this is possibly the first tools that could really make a difference to businesses around the world and creators around the world.
Absolutely. Well, Jay, that is a wrap. And I think we might have just finished our first roll. Maybe we didn't get it in under an hour. I was like, this might be our first one ever that we get to
cut it. Let's go. We might have got it.
Just end it right now, quick. Yeah, great episode. You're right behind me. You can't see it, but if I could, there was a there.
Yeah.
That's where Jay is right there. Yeah, come on over. There he is.
We're together.
Humans. And then we got a robot over here. All right, give the final notes from my
All right. Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate you guys as always. Yeah, have a great weekend. Spread some love, spread some joy. Join our Discord if you're not already in there. Shout out to everybody that shared news with us this week. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. Keep on sharing. And keep on spreading the good vibes.
And let's hope for some sun in Erisara. That would be nice. Yakuza, you promised us that we'd have some sun. All right, take care, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Web3 Academy. We hope this helps you along your Web3 journey. And if it does, please share this episode and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. By the way, if you have yet to join the Discord community, you are missing out. This is where all the magic happens. This is where we learn, where we ask questions, where we network. You want to be in there. The link to join is in the description below. And finally, a quick disclaimer. Nothing in this podcast was financial advice. Crypto and Web3 can be risky. You can literally lose it all. In fact, if you invest on account of what we say, you probably will lose it all. So don't do that. In all honesty, the point of this podcast is to remove the noise of markets and price and focus on utility and implementation anyway. So you should not take any of this as financial advice. Thank you, friends, and see you in the next one.